Hey there, YouTube family. Well, it's been a great day. First off, my stock picks for the week video that I gave you on Monday, 2 hot stocks to watch while the markets crash, had in it Peloton Interactive, ticker PTON, and it's up 20% today. My call options that I gave you guys on that video, they're up 100%. I got a lot of you guys in the comment section who are also up 100%. I just got to tell you, well done, fam. You know I love you. This is what it's all about, the research and the charting. We have a very nice play on our hands, and we're not even to the earnings call yet. This could end up being 200% option play when it's all said and done. So let's talk about why I brought this call to the family, because I want to teach you guys the fundamentals of charting and stock analysis so that you guys can become stronger traders. If you understand the life cycle of stocks and how they move, you're going to begin to be able to identify in every stock you trade where in the cycle you might be at. A lot of you guys got into this trading game without really learning the basics of how it all works. But let's do that now. Let's look at the Peloton chart and let me show you what I'm talking about. So we all know that Peloton became all the rage during COVID, and from March of 2020 to January of 2021, they went up almost 900%. And so they first went through a sideways accumulation phase, then a markup phase, which was the 900% move, and then what's called a distribution phase. That is when stock moves sideways for a little while, and smart money will basically pump it on big financial networks and news outlets to get retail to come in and buy their bags. They have plenty of supporting data to show retail, like record-breaking earnings reports, to substantiate why this is a great company to invest in. I had a lot of my friends ask me about this stock back in the distribution phase, and I told them that Peloton as a company was largely done. They only had 2 options ahead of them, basically after the initial push, which was the markup phase. They could create new products just as good or revolutionary as their first, or the stock would drop in price and they would be bought out by a bigger industry player. So that brings us to the last phase of a stock, which is decline. Decline is where the stock slowly bleeds to death with a handful of dead cat bounces along the way back to ground zero or even below. Below, I call despair. That's what happened here. If the company is good and has some life left in it still, like good management or the opportunity for a buyout, then you should see it hit bottom and begin to consolidate, just like Peloton did. They had this beautiful phase of consolidation, which was also reaccumulation. And so it is extremely important to have the basic understandings of stock and charting analysis. So look at your stock plays and ask yourself, what phase is this most likely in? And even if the stock is doing great and hasn't entered a significant decline stage, it can still operate in this cycle. The decline might not be as strong or go back to square one, but all stocks will operate with this pattern. So I'm going to give you guys some homework today. Yep, you're back in school. I want you to look at a stock that you're invested in and tell me that name of it. And I want you to see if you're invested in anything that has gone through decline and consolidation. Give me the name of the stock in the comments, and I'm going to try to get back to as many of you as I can, and I'm going to confirm with you whether I agree or think you're dreaming. So let me repeat the rules. First, don't give me your whole portfolio. Just one stock that you think has gone through the steps of decline and consolidation, and I'll let you know if I agree. So I think this should be fun, and for extra credit, let me know if your stock pick was in or coming out of despair. If you guys have watched my past videos, you should know how to identify despair. Okay, another big factor that contributed to Peloton's run-up was some hot news, which was intentionally released right before earnings. This is that Peloton has struck a deal to sell their fitness equipment and their apparel on Amazon. And now I want you to check out this CNBC commentary.
CNBC's Lauren Thomas reporting that beginning today, Amazon shoppers can be able to find Peloton products on the site. This includes Peloton's original bike and its strength product known as Guide. Comes a week after Peloton said it will aggressively be closing its brick and mortar stores. Lauren Thomas joins us right now with the news. She's a retail reporter, of course, at CNBC.com, and talked to Peloton's chief commercial officer earlier. Lauren, what's going on here, and how much does this change the game or not?
Yeah, good morning, Andrew. Like you said, if you're in the market for a Peloton bike, starting today, you're going to be able to buy that bike on Amazon should you choose. Now, this is really part of new CEO Barry McCarthy's plan to push the company toward profitability. Peloton also obviously has a goal to continue growing its base of customers, and we've really seen demand start to slow as, pandemic restrictions have begun to loosen. So the company, as you said, is going to sell a selection of products, and I was able to talk to Kevin Corneals, Chief Commercial Officer at Peloton, about this news. Corneals told me already every month there are about 500,000 searches on Amazon for Peloton-related products. So the company believes that the customer is there. He also said this is really going to be a test and learn approach. Peloton wants to test the waters with Amazon, but there's certainly a possibility that the company will strike other deals with other retailers down the road in order to gain further distribution. One other thing that I think is really important to note with this launch, there will actually be a self-assembly option for the bike. So if you're a customer, you're checking out, you'll be able to have to pay to have delivery at home, where someone will come and install that bike, but you'll also be able to choose a self-assembly option. That's something Peloton hasn't offered before, and it's another lever that the company is testing to try to cut costs.
Okay, so there's two questions. One very practical for users and consumers, the other on the business side for investors in the company. On the user side or the consumer side, if you're a Prime member, do you get delivery for free? Do we know?
It's a great question. It's my understanding that that should still be the case. There wouldn't be an extra fee. I actually asked the question to Kevin Corneals, could we see this Peloton membership at one point being integrated into the Prime membership? You could see, obviously Amazon has continued to add more perks to that offering. I didn't get a direct answer at that question, so I think that's certainly something, at least it sounds like, that could still be in the cards down the road. That would be an interesting tie-up, right? There were reports actually at one time that Amazon was in very early stages of exploring a deal to buy Peloton. Obviously that has not come to fruition, but certainly this is a first step that the two are taking in order to work together.
So the main takeaway is that there may be some opportunity in this stock in the days to come besides our short swing trade. I'm not all bullish on Peloton, just yet. We have to watch it. That's why we traded it, is because I had been watching it. But this is why I keep an eye on companies like this. If the markets believe they're in a new uptrend with the potential for positive earnings, then we can definitely go higher from here. This stock could double. So making people assemble their own machine, giving them free delivery through Amazon, and increasing their overall exposure. Already, they said there have been 1 million searches for Peloton on the Amazon platform. So Amazon loyal customers, they want to buy it there. This could easily lead to Amazon potentially buying them out in the days ahead. And that's just pure speculation. But we want to play it one level at a time. Remember, this ran up and dropped over 95% from all-time highs. Peloton has a ton of bag holders waiting patiently for them to be able to get out of their positions. Let's take a quick station break. I'm going to come back and give you guys some price targets on Peloton, as well as an analysis of the RSI, which may give us hints to the big picture direction. The success of my videos and this page comes from the cherished likes that you guys so generously give. So thank you for liking the video. Family, say hi in the comments. If you're new to my page, my goal is to bring actionable market data, making it simple and clear. Don't miss the plays. Check and make sure that you're subscribed and hit that notification bell. Watch out for the scammer bots. I'm never going to ask you guys to DM me on WhatsApp, Telegram, and Instagram. Right now, you can only find me on YouTube and the MooMoo community. I'm posting on MooMoo daily, and I will post stock ideas that I don't take the time to do a video on YouTube for there. There's a link to MooMoo in the top pinned comment and the description of the video. Create and fund your account with $100, and they're going to give you right now 10 free stock. That's their most competitive offer for a minimum deposit of $100 to date. It's only good right now till the end of this month. Now, I personally love MooMoo and the MooMoo community, so search for me there under my handle, Stocks with Josh, and join our daily chat. All right, the Peloton RSI and the moving averages. The 100-day is curling over the 200-day, and that crossover will sustain a much longer move to the upside. To be clear, I likely will sell my position when the 4-hour chart goes into overbought territory on the RSI. And because it's on a heater, I'm going to look to buy back in on a pullback. If you have a good understanding of the RSI, you understand that there is a visual cycle that you're looking for there, as well as the one that you're looking for in the price action chart that I've described in this video. The RSI measures bullishness and momentum and tells a different story. In this area, we look for a stock that's been significantly oversold, and we got that back on May 11th and June 14th in Peloton. And then we want to see it break over the 50% mark, which is the middle of the light purple zone. When it breaks over the 50, it has a bullish momentum. And I like to say that in that zone, the bulls are in charge. But just breaking over isn't enough. The next thing we need to see is that it comes back and it retests that crossover and bounces off the middle zone, which it did on Peloton stock. And the final stage would be a break above the 70% mark, which would indicate that it's getting overbought. It can spike in that area 2 or 3 times before ultimately cooling off. So in conclusion, let's recap some fundamentals. When evaluating a stock, we want to look at the overall history of the stock and we want to see where it might be in its natural life cycle. The 4 zones are accumulation, markup, distribution, and decline. Stocks can go through a consolidation zone, which can also operate as a reaccumulation zone for the cycle to then repeat. Then we have the RSI. When a stock has gotten oversold, we look for a breakout above the 50% mark, followed by a successful retest of the 50% mark and a push back up above to the 70% mark, where we would begin to look at profit taking in the coming days. And as I said in my other video, I'm eyeing a potential pop to $18 on Peloton. I hope all of this was helpful. Leave me a comment, family. Feel free to ask me questions. I love hearing about your guys' successes. Let me know how you're doing. Did you buy or take profit on Peloton? As always, I want to thank you guys for joining me. Stay focused. We're making money. Peace and blessings, my friends. I'll see you guys all in the next video.